Let's quickly talk about the situation in Niger Republic. We're joined by Owei Lakemfa, former Secretary General, Organization of African Trade Union Unity, to help us understand the situation just a little better and why Nigeria should be careful. Thank you very much for giving us your time.
Thank you very much.
Nigeria's National Assembly said no to military intervention. And late last week, some northern leaders also rejected the military option. This is in consonance to a lot of voices saying that the political situation there does not require military intervention at this stage. You also concede in your article published in a national daily, you align with the rejections, and you even went ahead to raise questions on the constitution of those who are attempting to dialogue with the junta. That's where I want you to begin tonight. Speak to us about your concerns.
Well, the first thing is that there is president in Niger, and we decided to go there like an intervention force. The first mistake I think we did was not to, open some channel of dialogue with the junta. The second thing is that the man we sent there was, the Chadian president, who is not a member of ECOWAS, General Dedi. And the general himself is a coup plotter who overthrew the government in neighboring Chad. So I do not understand how ECOWAS will have sent him as a representative to the Niger Republic. As you know, a follow-up delegation was sent, headed by General Abdulsalami Abaka to the Sultan of Sokoto, but reports said the junta did not meet them, did not see them. So it's difficult for us, it's very easy to go to war. The issue is how to sustain it. It took a few months for the US to overrun Afghanistan. And it took them 21 years to try to stay in Afghanistan without success. So we have to be very careful. Again, you find that ECOWAS is not united. There are countries like Guinea, Mali, Burkina Faso, Benin Republic, who are opposed to any military action. And these are the countries with borders with Niger Republic, apart from Nigeria. And as you know, the Nigerian Senate on Saturday decided that military force will not be used, at least not from Nigeria. So you have a situation where all the neighboring countries with Niger, who are from ECOWAS, might not be available. Also, you have other countries bordering Niger, like Libya, like Algeria, that are not really interested in an intervention. So if ECOWAS were to go, Nigerian troops will not be there. Secondly, you have to go by air. Except the foreign troops from France and US that are Nigerian soil. And I'm not sure we want to replace the junta there with French recolonization or American recolonization. And so we need to work together as a people to ensure that we can have dialogue with our brothers in the Niger Republic.
All right, I'll come back to you on maybe a suggestion as to a better constitution of the team that would lead this dialogue. Let's go back to the piece that you wrote recently. You said ECOWAS would either add more sanctions and pressure or invade Niger. The issue, however, is not straightforward. There are many complications, including foreign interest. These are your words, I believe. Could you explain what you mean? Make us understand more how foreign interest is at play in the situation in Niger.
Niger is perhaps the second poorest country in the world, but it's also one of the richest. It has oil, and particularly it has uranium, which is needed for nuclear plants. So you find that countries like France are really interested. When France was expelled from Mali, it moved its troops, to Niger Republic. So you find that Niger has a lot of resources, and there are many countries that are interested in the resources of that country. And so you have foreign interest. France has never left Niger right for independence. So America has its drone base there. and they're interested in that country. And there are also reports, I cannot confirm this, that the new military regime in Niger has approached the Wagner group, which is a Russian mercenary group, to come to its aid. So you have various interests. You do not know really what interests there are, but a country as rich in resources as Niger will have many suitors, and many people want to exploit it. And so it's not as straightforward as simply saying, there has been a coup and you want to move ECOWAS troops there. It's not as simple as that. It's a very complicated situation. So it's better to have some negotiations and dialogue and find a peaceful way out than to risk war where you don't know who the combatants are. Personally, I do not think African troops should be sent there to prop up the interests of France or US or anybody for that country, for that matter.
Okay, part of the things you alluded to in your piece is the seeming double standard by those you referred to as international custodians of democracy. Just 2 years ago, there was an interruption to democracy by the military, and it was supported by the big brothers of the world who are quick to condemn similar situation in Niger. Is this part of the ugly picture of interference being pointed to by critics?
Well, as you know, there was a coup in Chad, and it wasn't condemned. It was accepted even by the African Union. And Nigeria also said it was understandable that there should be a coup in Chad. And rather than condemn the young man who took over, who was 37 years old, our then President Mohamed Bazoum invited him to Aso Rock. The man came with some of his generals, all in military uniform. And Buhari assured them that Nigeria will come to their aid and support them. So what is the difference between the coup in Chad and the coup in Niger, or the coup in Mali, or the coup in Guinea? I don't think there are differences. We are talking about defense of democracy and not encouraging military coups. But let me say that military coups will always occur if we do not take care of the interests of our people. If in any part of the world for that matter, if the policies of government and the interests of the people vary, there will be problems. If there are no coups, there can be insurrections, even by the civilian populace. And so,
very little time. I'm told we have very little time, so I'll just ask you this question quickly. ECOWAS sanctions to sway the junta through border closure, no-fly zone, and the freezing of Nigerian assets. These are some of the... Are these having any impact, rather? That's my question. And with the expiration of the deadline issued by the sub-regional body, what's your advice? I think that's the crucial part. What's your advice to all parties on how to resolve this crisis? And quickly, if you can, if you were to suggest a delegation that will get better response to dialogue, who would be in this team? In 40 seconds, please.
I'm not sure what the effect of sanctions can be. I don't know how much Nigerian, assets are held under ECOWAS. But the no-fly zone is a non-starter, because you have countries like Algeria, like Mali, like Guinea, like Benin Republic, that are not bound by this no-fly zone. So you can fly in and out of Miami if the government wants. And the only issue about border closure, in my estimation, it will not affect Niger much, because the border between Benin Republic and Niger, I'm not sure it's closed, so they can bring their goods through the Benin port and move on, to Niger Republic. And of course, like I said, the borders of Mali and Burkina Faso are open. And I think the borders of Algeria and Libya are also open. So I'm not sure how effective it will be. So what we need to do is put pressure and discuss. I'm not sure the Nigerian authorities will object to any delegation, provided they know that the intent is for discussions and for negotiations, not to give ultimatum or to tell them that the ultimatum we gave has expired and they must hand over.
All right, Mr. Mr. Owei, Lakemfa, thank you very much for sharing your thoughts and your time with us. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much.